So as most of you know by now, one of my favorite aspects about putting build videos together is the family that we've built here at the channel, because I receive messages on a daily basis from people recommending certain builds that they use all the time. Now, having said that, there happens to be one specific combination that a lot of you out there continue to recommend, and that is to use the Bullet King LMG combined with the ongoing Directive gear set. So today, my friends, we're going to take a few moments and highlight two builds that, in my opinion, you definitely want to put together. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, starting with the specialization, we're using Gunner. The main reason for that is because that will give us access to the Banshee Pulse, and I'm going to hit that skill the moment I roll up an NPC's, which is going to proc the talent on our gear set. I will show you an example in the gameplay footage, and always remember to make sure you have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you're always getting a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, once again, the reason I mention this in every single build video I post is because a lot of you out there, including myself, we use the same template to maybe put together a different build, and if you don't switch the weapon, you're leaving that weapon damage on the table. You do not want to make that mistake. Now, obviously, my primary for this build is the Bullet King. This happens to be in the general loot pool. You can farm for it anywhere the LMG is the targeted loot. You can try Countdown, the Summit, and remember, now with Retaliation, you can actually target farm the blueprint and then get the resources you need to craft one for the first time. Now, you can see this has the talent Bullet Hell. This weapon never needs to be reloaded. And not only that, for every 100 bullets that hit an enemy, you're going to replenish some of that ammo to you and your allies' reserves. But ideally, if you're playing this thing right, you're never going to run out of hollow point ammo, which now takes us to the gear set. Now, as you can see, we're running 4 ongoing Directive. We're running 4 so we get all of the gear set bonuses. 2 pieces 15% status effect, 3 pieces 30% reload speed, 4 pieces rules of engagement. Shooting a status affected enemy is going to apply a mark. Killing a marked enemy grants a full clip of hollow point ammo for your active weapon and half a clip of the agent's active weapon to the rest of the party. The mark is going to last for 10 seconds, and not only that, the hollow point ammo is going to amplify weapon damage by 20%. It also applies bleed on hit, and because we are wearing the ongoing Directive body armor, we also have access to the talent Parabellum rounds. And as you can see, that is going to increase the hollow point ammo weapon damage amplification to 50%. And as I've said previously, 50% is a ton more than 20%, so it's a very good thing. Continuing on to the holster and the knee pads, they are the final 2 pieces of the ongoing Directive gear set. And one thing I'm trying to do is stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Now, after that, it's going to take us to the gloves, and for this version of the build, we are using the new exotic gloves, the OVERDOGS. Now, these happen to be a guaranteed reward when you get to level 29 in your season. I recommend making that a priority. Chances are most of you out there are at level 29. I haven't played for a while. I'm only at level 30, but whatever. I got the gloves. I recommend you get them as well because of the talent weakest link, and that is going to amplify weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemy currently in combat as per the tier hierarchy. Now, I will talk about how that works at the very end of the breakdown when we get to the gameplay footage. And as promised, I will show you another version of this build without these gloves for those of you that do not have them as yet. Last but not least, we have the backpack. It's the one piece of Cheska, and we are using the talent Wicked. And with that talent, applying a status effect increases total weapon damage by 18% for 20 seconds. That is a lifetime in this game. As far as my skills are concerned, for both versions of the build, I'm using the same ones. I'm using the Booster Hive and the Banshee Pulse. I'd also like to mention that you will notice in the gameplay footage, I do not have any global modifiers running whatsoever. The reason for that is to ensure that whenever you see this video, you know exactly what this build can do, regardless of any events that are going on. And finally, as promised, here's another version you can run if you do not have the gloves as yet. All I've done is taken out the OVERDOGS. I've put in another piece of ongoing Directive. I've switched the mask to Coyotes. You could also use the Catharsis. Hope this helped you out, my friends, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and some final thoughts. As always, I'd like to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Hostile radio intercepted. Sitrep, barricaded the gate to the clinic as ordered.
Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope everyone is having a good day so far. I'm just having my morning coffee, recording this portion of the video for you. So as I mentioned in the build breakdown, the first thing you want to do when you interact with NPC is make sure you hit that Banshee pulse that is going to mark the enemies. Once the enemies are marked, as soon as you take one out, then you're going to have a full magazine of hollow point ammo, and then every time you kill an NPC, that magazine is going to automatically fill up once again with that hollow point ammo. So because you're using the Bullet King, you just keep your foot to the floor and you are just lighting things up left and right. Now the next thing I'd like to talk about are the OVERDOGS gloves, and this is something I referenced in a video I posted yesterday, and that is the fact that these do require a bit of a learning curve when it comes to really starting to feel comfortable and knowing who to focus on when you're in the middle of a firefight. And the reason I say that is because when we look at the top tier, we all know what hunters look like: rogues, heavies, tanks, shields, all that good stuff. But when we get to tier 2, you have support, engineer, bodyguard, immobilizer, bomber, mini tank, drone operator, and a lot of us out there when we're playing the game may not be fully focused on the icon above an enemy's head, but I'm telling you, once you start to get the pattern down, know who to target, you are absolutely going to love using these gloves. A lot of people say it's one of their favorite new exotics that they've seen in the game for a while. And last but not least today, I want to once again remind you that these gloves have nothing to do with an enemy's strength. And when I say that, I'm referring to it's not as simple as just going from a red bar to a purple bar to a yellow bar. It is all about the enemy type, so make sure you take that into consideration. That's all I got for this one, my friends. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.
All that's left is the agent. Eliminate.
instead and move the supplies you recovered back to the bridge. We'll find Danvers and make him pay for this. There's more cleaner activity in Dumbo. I'll check in with...